Let me give you an example from practice. Say your client comes to you and they share with you that they keep seeing ghosts, and they believe this to be a spiritual experience. They tell you that this is because they're empaths, highly sensitive people, and therefore they're way too open to spirits and ghosts. In and of itself, this might sound as nothing out of ordinary. According to research, many people believe to be in some form of contact with beings that other people cannot hear or see with regular senses. That is not completely unusual. But let's say this client calls these beings that they keep seeing dark shadows. When talking to your client, you realize that they're actually rather distressed by this experience. They want to stop seeing and hearing these dark shadows. In fact, they have a history of going to psychics and shamans to help them get rid of these entities, but nothing seems to help. The client also shares with you something like this. All my neighbors talk about me behind my back, saying nasty things about me. I feel like they're ganging up against me, and I can just feel that they're plotting something. They just want to get rid of me. They also follow my every move, and then they inform each other about my whereabouts. And this is a true story, by the way. One of my GTR students had a client like this, and that client was referred to her for coaching. Well, without having a solid understanding of mental health psychology, you might feel like you can perhaps help this client in that she can stop seeing these dark shadows, or perhaps improve the way she feels about her neighbors. Maybe you would do some reframing so she can perceive her neighbors in a way that is not so threatening and intimidating. However, what we have here is something that looks very much like some of the symptoms of a relatively common mental health challenge, namely schizophrenia, where the person suffers from hallucinations, hearing voices that no one else can hear, and delusions, distortions of reality, which often includes seeing ghosts or believing that certain things are happening even if they're not happening. And as it so happens, people with schizophrenia often refer to these ghosts, these entities, as shadows. Now, like I said, many people might tell you that they see and talk to different entities like angels, ascended masters, Mother Mary, but the difference is that they would normally be elevated by this experience, moved, perhaps proud, but certainly not distressed. A person suffering from schizophrenia, on the other hand, will be very distressed as a result of hearing voices and seeing entities, and the reason is because these voices are extremely nasty in the things they say, abusive, profane, and hence the terrible distress which you wouldn't observe in a person who is not displaying schizophrenia-like symptoms and who believes to have encounters with angels or Mother Mary. And a very common way of dealing with this distress, because many of these people don't understand or realize what's going on, they just feel like they're going to lose their mind if the voices don't stop, is in fact that they will book appointments with psychics, exorcists, and shamans because they don't know that something is going on with their mental health. Then there's the paranoia, feeling like one is being followed or talked about, plotted against behind their back, is another very common symptom of schizophrenia, where one feels that more or less everyone and anyone is about to get them in a hidden, secretive way. Now, if we as practitioners don't know all this, we might wonder why our work doesn't make a difference. We might unknowingly promise the client something that we can't deliver, and we wouldn't even know it. If, on the other hand, we recognize these symptoms early, we will have a clear understanding of what aspects of their challenges we can tackle within our practice and what aspects may need the attention of a specialist. In fact, the future of coaching might likely lead to more and more collaborative relationships between the coach and the client's therapist or mental health professional.